I'm Raven, and I'm back with another video, and this one is about the Dukan diet. Now, I haven't heard about this until about 2 days ago, so naturally I had to look into it and find out what it's all about. So I have my computer here as always, and let's just get right into it. The first thing that caught my eye was the 100 foods list. Now, it looks like you're only allowed items from this 100 foods list. And I have an issue with the word allowed when it comes to eating, because you shouldn't be allowed to eat, you should just eat to do it. So you shouldn't be allowed to consume something. You don't need to ask for permission. That's my first problem with this diet. So the second issue I have with this diet is the first 68 items on this list of 100, which is more than half of the items, are all protein. And they only list 4 non-animal protein sources. They give seitan, soy foods, tempeh, and tofu. Tempeh and tofu are soy foods already, so I don't know why they specifically said soy foods as like it's its own thing. So it really puts an emphasis on animal products, meat, poultry, fish, shellfish, dairy, but specifically fat-free dairy products, and eggs. So the Dukan diet is made up of 4 phases. So the first phase is called attack phase, and it is 100% circled around protein. There's a problem with this. You cannot isolate one food source or one nutrient and forget about all the others. You're putting too much focus on one instead of looking at everything as a whole. And the attack phase lasts for as long as the amount of pounds you want to lose. So it says if you want to lose less than 10 pounds, you just do this phase for 1 or 2 days. The more pounds you want to lose, the more days you do this phase. So let's move along into phase 2, which is called cruise phase. And this is where you're allowed to reintroduce vegetables. So you're continuing that high protein diet, but you're allowed vegetables. So let's move and look at that 100 item list to see what kind of vegetables are we allowed. And there are only 32 vegetables that made the cut. Out of the thousands of vegetables, only 32 are allowed. I'm just gonna read a few of them, not all of them. So artichokes, cabbage, celery, cucumber, onions, lettuce, peppers, tomatoes, zucchini, spinach. A lot of very water-dense foods are vegetables, water-dense vegetables. So these vegetables are made up primarily of water, and they're also very high in fiber. So it actually takes more calories for your body to burn through these vegetables than are actually in the vegetable themselves. So essentially you're eating what some people call negative calories. Let's move into phase 3, which is the consolidation phase. It only lasts 5 days for every pound lost. So phase 3 is broken into 2 phases of their own, and it's equal halves. So within the first half, you are allowed fruit, and you're started to be allowed bread, and you're allowed cheese, and you're allowed starchy foods, and you're allowed a celebration meal. You get to treat yourself. And then within the second half, you take those 5 things that you were allowed in the first half, and you get to kind of double it. All right, so let's move into the final stage, the stabilization phase, which I guess it's where it's the maintaining long term. Now, in order to maintain the weight loss that you have just worked so hard, you have to follow 3 more rules on top of it, and you cannot waver from these 3 rules. If you do, you're going to gain all that weight back, and you're going to be miserable and depressed, and you just wasted all that time doing the first 3 phases. So you must follow these 3 rules. You must consume 3 tablespoons of oat bran per day. I hope they don't think that that's going to be a full meal, because that's nothing. Number 2, choose to take the stairs whenever possible. That I like that, but saying you must do that just seems like a lot of rules shoved down someone's throat. And you have to have what this diet refers to as a pure protein Thursday. In other words, Thursday is attack phase every week, just protein, and very low everything else. Under this website, there is a place where it can tell you what your true weight is supposed to be. I tried it out, but one of the questions asks what is the lowest you've ever been. I guess in my case, would be within my adult life. And it didn't allow me to put in the lowest amount. It said that the amount was too low, so it couldn't calculate what my true weight is supposed to be. So I was kind of disappointed about that. It's not the worst diet I've ever heard of, but to give a person a list of 100 foods and say you can only eat these 100 foods seems limiting. Maybe some people think 100 isn't limiting, but I feel limited if I was on this. I want full range of everything. Putting such an emphasis on protein, especially animal proteins and animal byproducts. You know where I'm going with this, cruel and unnatural, but that's just the vegan in me talking. I think if you're thinking about it, consider this. A diet that forces you to follow a whole lot of rules and tells you that you're allowed certain things and you're not allowed other things. The warning bells should go off in your head. This should be a red flag. And just always remember, you don't need to ask for permission. This guy is not going to come and break down your door and yell at you for eating something off of his list, not from his list, okay? The other main thing that I would want you to think about before going on this diet or any diet, does it eliminate nutrients, or does it say you need a balanced amount of nutrients, allowing those nutrients and vitamins to work together within your body to keep you functioning, to keep you awake, to keep you, living the best life that you can live. So those are just my thoughts on it. I don't want you to think that I am telling you how to think. I just want you to be cautious about a diet. I want to take this time to thank you for watching it. It does mean a lot, and I'll see you next time with the next video.